Today's psalm, Psalm 105, really helps this context of what discipleship is about. Seek always the face of the Lord. Look to the Lord in his strength. Seek to serve him constantly. Recall the wondrous deeds that he has wrought. Keep before yourself essentially always the Lord. Discipleship is about being the learner, about being the apprentice. And we hear both the word disciple and apostle referred to in the scriptures today, in the gospel today. Discipleship is about wanting to learn from and be formed by the master. So when we call ourselves disciples, or when we speak of discipleship, we set ourselves before the Lord saying, "Teach me, Lord, your ways." Really what we pray in the psalm, that we want to seek the face of the Lord. But Jesus also names these disciples apostles, and he sends them out. The word apostle literally means one who is sent. And for us, we're really both at the same time. It's not as though we are disciples and then we graduate and become apostles. But to be the one who is sent, we still have to seek the face of the Lord. And so we have to be both at the same time. These apostles become named. This weekend we heard about the sending of the 72 disciples. We don't hear their names. There's just not enough ink on the papyrus in the original Gospels to list all 72 of them, I suppose. The 12 become named because they become such foundations, the successors of the 12 tribes of Israel, these 12 pillars. They become the great apostles, the founders of the churches after Pentecost. But they still, at the same time, don't become leaders in their own right, founding their own communities that are named for them. St. Paul reminds us about that we don't belong to Cephas or Apollos or Paul, but all belong to Christ. And so even as the apostles are named and have their own identity that becomes rather public, they too still seek the face of the Lord. And before they're apostles, they're disciples. They're still Christians. They're the alter Christus, or the alter Christi, in the plural, that they become reflections of the face of God, reflections of the face of Christ in what they do. Without that, they're nobody. And so they're always seen in light of Jesus. They're sent from Jesus. They look to Jesus. They reflect the face of Jesus. And it's in that they are known. We can say the same about Maria Goretti, whom we honor today, that she reflected the face of Jesus in her dedication. She sought the face of the Lord above all else. And so we need to be the same. We need to look to Jesus even as we are sent from him, and that we reflect his face in what we say and do.